game so damn quick. Trace told you, they were wrapping up the death segment 40 minutes ago, and now they're breaking it down. That's how quick that game was. But now we're heading into a whole new turf, and if ENCE can maintain some of that momentum, get off to that flying start, we'll find out, because it does look like smokes are already flying through the sky. Jerry to test the A site, and the CTs have gone for full vest, so it will just be the USPs to receive them. Spinks on an aggressive stance. ENCE given the edge by the 1x bet odds. It makes sense, 1-0 up. Let's see if forZe can change our minds with some more standard Mirage Ws.
They know this is a fake. Nobody from ENCE has moved.
Oh, and they'll collect the first. Almeza has made it costly. And now the fake, well, they're spotted out Flit crossing into the site. They haven't seen the bomb. kenzie will reveal it shortly. Oh, they still haven't seen it. Doesn't matter for Diha. He's only just contended with the A lurk.
If anybody I wanted in this situation, it would be Diha. Had a great nuke here. Let's see. He's been hitting some snappy shots. 2 to find. Flit up close and personal needs to be the first.
All right, Flit, you got anything for us? And the answer is a resounding yes. Couple of bullets to the belly, 1 to the head for good measure, and, well, forZe, they're off to the start they desire.
Now, this 17-0 streak, well, it's not O. There's no O. There's 17 in a row.
Yeah.
That's, should have put it for forZe. It's, it can work in 2 ways, right? It can be, oh, wow, we're due a loss, or it can be, we are invincible. No matter what happens, we can win Mirage.
I prefer the latter.
Now, I'm sure we all do if we want to get to the 3rd map of Ancient here today. Once again, I'm sure Yulna Leffinen doesn't want that to be the case, but...
Oh, not after the heartbreak of the last Pro League season. Come back to that. Nice scout damage. Jerry's gobbled up some damage from that scout, but I mean, at this point in time, it would take a little more than Hades to disrupt this forZe project.
Yeah, so they've established that there is a scout. Now how they're going to deal with this here, Almeza had some really good moments on nuke. He spotted one. It's going to be a smoke towards connector here, and that is just going to hold forZe in their place right now over towards middle. They are parked with 4 players, so if ENCE just stay in this spread here, it is likely they can chip away even more so when forZe eventually start to have a little bit of a look of where they want to finish. kenzie feels like he knows something is on just the other side of that wall, and well, with Snappy's forward position towards B, that would be a deadly place for the CIS team to finish. Up through connector they go. Got 50 seconds left now, starting to get a little bit worrying.
Yeah, it gets tight in the next 20. If we see forZe go untraded like this, nice from Almeza. He clears that ratty angle. Spinks was in a perfect position to get that 2-bullet deagle body shots.
They're going B now, they are. They're evacuating, so
nice.
They've got the kills, they've got the space they needed, and they've kept it very, very calm. Now, we've watched a lot of forZe, or we've watched some of forZe. I don't want to say a lot of forZe. We've watched some of forZe play on Mirage, and it does sometimes just feel like they're walking around taking fights. And that's what they got away with just here. But they stalled this one out. There's a little bit of pace taken off this. Just very confident on the layout of this map with all the different jewels that are available.
Yeah, a very big jewel actually going down in the defense of that AK. You can see that it's not been retrieved just yet. Diha might try and close it out and pick it up at the end. Don't think anyone's in a position to stop that or deny that, so Diha eventually will leave with the AK.
Yeah, very happy about that one. So a nice little upgrade for ENCE to find here. Diha's going to be able to, Dota's going to be able to drop his deagle over in the next round of play. So it's going to be a 2-0 start to things here. I really don't think this is going to mimic Nuke in terms of the scoreline. I think that this should be a closer game. This was a great fight. Almeza, like, propelling himself forward while holding the mouse one down there. So could have been a dead man if another bullet was released from Spinks's deagle in towards the belly. But here we go again. And we know ENCE, they love a force by themselves. Check this out. Snappy's just force bought into a deagle with head armor, a kit, and some nades. So both these teams showing they really like to push the issue here, even on the CT sides where we see teams not going for these type of buys. Another tag. Hades looking good.
He has been good for it. And a map that Hades thrives on is Mirage. I can't wait to see him once he's equipped with that AWP. Spinks just holding the tightest of lines on short, more of a info peak than anything else. Smoke for connector deployed. That was Snappy's investment now gone. Diha just taking a cursory glance prior to its arrival.
Almost landed on his head right there.
On your head, son.
We're setting up for A right here. They're just going to leave Flit parked towards top mid. The rest of the members right now of forZe are setting up for an A execute, and that's where Doto currently resides. Diha can chip in from the stairs position and Hades from jungle. So will be some contact on A. Here they come.
Yeah, let's see how this one works. D has thrown out a smoke around Doto to play a bit more of a slower game. And it looks like the scout from Hades is already finding heads. Danger for now, forZe. There's two of them tagged, very vulnerable to Deagles. This could fall apart in an instant. Is there a way to recover? It's time to find out. Oh, they've got two smokes, but it's not in prime positions to even deploy them. Almaze is in sandwich with his Zorti. He's called upon to try and clear this dark position. There's a problem now on connector. Flit with nothing to report, and it's just disastrous for forZe. They lose it all, and that should be some retrievable AKs, at least two. There's another four recovered. Jesus. Okay, well, ENCE, they completely justified that investment.
Yeah, and that was the thing. The same thing happened on Nuke, right? They had an M4 on Flit's hands, if we remember the early stages of Nuke, on the third round on the CT side after a second round force buy. So interesting to see what teams are being able to operate with these days and successfully, right? Understanding the tools that you have at your disposal and what are the best options to really hurt your opponent here. forZe will buy back in. Diha wants to fight. He does get a lot of information there, sees nobody home as they push through the smokes, and now they can just set on up and chill on out a bit as Jerry's working on this A bomb site. He was very aggressive up through the ramp, had a look, nobody home. Nade dipped over towards B, and Almaze chipped on down. So if you take a look at the radar, nobody from forZe is really grouped up with any real plan just yet. Almaze testing the waters on B. Flit on our screens right now in the underpass here, just clearing out close. And they have some room to work with here, but ENCE could still clamp down. Diha contesting from this connector position and re-smoked is going to give him a little bit more wiggle room here to be able to fight.
Almaze has weathered two HE grenades and lives to tell somewhat of the story. Will it be a positive one? Diha again, keeping him busy in middle. Almaze is ahead of this now, and perhaps the element of surprise. Jerry strikes Snappy down, and now Spinks, he's got too many targets. Multiple targets, he mows down both from short. Oh, and another completely falls apart for forZe, courtesy of Spinks' short hold. And yeah, they say play on. They send the boys down to a guaranteed Glock eco. And that will be an open and shut ENCE third. Get to hold on to all your goodies as well. So yeah, as you prophesized, Chad, it's not going to be another one of those stompy stomps, just each team taking their map by the horns. Spinks looking sharp today.
All right, well, they have P250, or a pair of them, as they head over towards B one more time. And this is a very slow approach from forZe, isn't it? Right? They're not getting away with too many fights earlier, at least it didn't seem that way. And then when they go looking for space, ENCE are happy to take those fights, leaves them with nothing to do but explode onto a site here. And you're not looking or forecasting a lot out of forZe in a round like this. 80s with a couple of picks here, there, and everywhere, and a flat run boost. I think that made it a little bit more confusing for him.
Yeah, hard to track for sure. Well, the whole squad in forZe is here.
Well, so has ENCE. Look at this, two players now up towards short, boosting up, ready to fight. They are hungry for these kills. You'll take one. You'll definitely be happy with a kill when the investment was $600, so the reinvestment now going to have to come in for Diha. Now, he's got cash to splash. It's not the end of the world, but in the long game, that is the economy here of CSGO, maybe ramifications a lot further down the track, but we'll have to wait and see. Can forZe respond? They're getting their purchases in. Alex, this is a weird one, right? They've just let Flit buy into an AK. The rest of them have only gone for a half buy here. So this is telling me they want to get the AWP out for Zorti in the near future. So,
I mean, this also is a perfect embodiment of what you're talking about. You know, knowing the tools in your disposal and how you can implement them to best suit you and your economy. This, however, is a very aggressive mix-up. Hades just walks straight up mid, deals with Flit, unprepared for an engagement so early. And that was the hero. AK, Chad, it's going to fall apart so quickly. Diha with the touch of aggression here.
Yeah, forZe looking screwed in this one. They've been able to get the AK back at least.
Well, yeah, but look at Diha. I don't even know if they're going to be ready for it. Kenzie's barely got his weapon out before it's taken out by forZe. The response leaves them with one to recover. So now you've got two armored AKs, but one less player. Not sure which I'd prefer.
They still have all this utility, right? But they were setting up for a B execute here. So now that that's been removed, they're just going to start their walk again. And very silent stuff from forZe. We've seen them loving the shift key here, just back and forth across the map. This is not a pacey T half by any means. And they will have to start getting a move on here. So going into Hades again, he opened this one up early, smokes out. They're going to pick before it, and well, that's the wrong decision. Hades just grabs 2. You're smoking window, you may as well wait for it to bloom. Not looking good from forZe here at ever. At ever.
No.
Ever.
Or at all.
That works too.
Yeah. And already, I don't know about you, but if you're a forZe fan, my alarm bell would start to ring. Not seeing the same potency that we grew to expect from these boys. Is this really going to be where it all comes crumbling down? The fairy tale start of just getting an invite out of nowhere, you know, filling in for the Renegades due to not being able to travel. Having them arrive, qualify for the playoffs is a eyebrow-raising surprise in itself. And one of the compliments they had for previous coaching staff and new was this marriage of Little and, wait for it, LMBT.
You think?
Yeah.
You think it was a positive?
They described it as a potential positive. Little's claiming that they kept all of the best bits from LMBT's Mirage coaching, combined with Little, and they used the word marriage in the sense of they've probably kept the best bits from LMBT's time with them, and that's, you know, what they attributed some of their success on Mirage to.
All right. Yeah, well, I think that Mouse Sports team that LMBT was coach of was a very good Mirage team. I don't think Jerry was a massive fan of the multiple coaches. I think we heard from an interview that things were a little bit odd. But here we go. So not a full buy because Flit, he only has a Deagle. So let's see. Can they operate with only 4 rifles here? Scoreline 4-2. forZe are looking flat. Hopefully they can offer us something here. Otherwise, this might just be a quick series for the day, and ENCE will be walking their way into a Na'Vi game later this week.
ENCE versus Na'Vi. David versus Goliath.
Maybe they could do those top rushes on Nuke. That might rattle the Boomich Perfecto hold a little bit.
I don't know. Boomich Perfecto known for buying incendiaries, actually, Chad.
And MP9s.
They do like those.
Well, Spinks is pushing. They think they mollied him off. No way in the world. Look how aggressive he is here.
Yeah, he's hoping to catch someone on that bench position. And Kenzie's heading there now. Bang! Problems again for forZe. They've lost 2 prongs of this 5-pronged assault. They're left with nothing. Bomb just scooped up now in limbo in mid. It's up to Spinks when he wants to re-aggress, it seems.
Do you think it's the pressure getting to forZe?
I mean, what pressure? You're still the underdog.
And you're up against a team who is of comparable skill.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like ENCE leagues above you here. You're both in the same place in the Counter-Strike world, and you're just being absolutely owned. And let's continue more of that punishment. They're fighting, they're flashing, they're fragging, and they are just absolutely dismantling forZe right now. I know the score's only 5-2, but it's the fashion in these rounds. I don't know if I just woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning, but this doesn't look like good Counter-Strike right now.
It doesn't, and you know what's even like worse or better, depending on how we're framing this, is the fact that every member of ENCE is delivering. Like in an even capacity. We've seen a couple of Doto rounds, Hades rounds. In fact, the kill distribution is a perfect summary. 7-7, yeah, holy moly, 4 of them within 1 kill of each other, 3 on 7. Spinks, Diha, Hades, all delivering in the capacity that's required of them so far. ENCE, all right, in the driving seat here, and it's only armored pistols. What is Spinks considering there? He's just looking for flashes, I suppose. He's got a deep one. We saw these work wonderfully before. They're actually trying to wait them out, but Snappy's been resistant and hesitant with his own ult. Opts for a deep smoke first, which does kind of separate them a little bit, and that's the cue for them to go. Here they come, flooding in. Snappy called upon, and Snappy and Spinks combine. 2 straight out of the gate. Nothing left for Flit, and that should be it. Zorti's gone. That is 6, and a solid response to a quick B attack.
Yeah, okay. Well, see, that's the thing I forgot. You know, forZe are in the easy group. They're in the group with G2. So, you know, I think maybe I overestimated and overweighted their results. But seriously, though, forZe in the group stage, 2-1 over Complexity, 2-1 over Domestic Rivals VP, a 2-1 loss to OG who topped the group undefeated, a 2-0 over G2, and a 2-1 against Sinners. Did those results happen, or did, like, I'm gonna...
I mean, look.
I'm gonna zip my lip. There's still a lot of Counter-Strike to be played here.
Yeah. They're on quite the streak. There's no doubt about it. It's been well over 2 months since they last lost a Mirage, and that was in overtime fashion. forZe, this is unfamiliar territory to be this far down this early into a Mirage. And things are starting to at least correlate into a bomb plant. I say that, smoke jungle, and the bombs arriving late through ramp.
It's more like it.
It's good util usage. You can see what it's done to the CTs. If they have CT, which remains to be seen, looks like the flash was perfectly timed, a bit of a team one. But yeah, Zorti's bodyguarding. 2 CT is the call. Zorti should have another here and does collect forZe just as we asked where they are. They show us they've still got some fight left in them.
This is their first full gun round with everything.
Yeah.
Like, that's round 9. That's their first full gun round. It looked great. They actually took some spacing together. They had the team ready and raring to pounce off of Almaze's space. Somebody took a fight early, right? They actually went for and took some initiative. They decided where they wanted the round to go. It wasn't just sitting in mid and waiting here. So a nice one. A nice one out of forZe now. Maybe those engines starting to whir here. The double orbs going to be brought out in response as you get the orb highlights of Zorti.
Yeah. Now, you know we've been talking about Jorn the Leppinen.
Yes.
That's Natu, of course.
Yes.
Owner and ex-player of ENCE. Well, I wanted to talk about it. I'm actually a bit concerned this is going to be a big one because D has already caught Kenzie's aggression, and if forZe just full here...
Good trade.
Yeah, Spinks has already managed to put Almaze down elsewhere. That was just on that
Jerry
long,
can
short
ruffle
line.
this.
I mean, they're not expecting him now. Hades is pushed up aggressive. Oh, they're both going to strike. This could work out wonderfully. I don't think he saw him. Default to be cleared. The sound will bait Doto looking the wrong way. But where is Jerry? Where is Jerry? Oh, no, and he's fired off a warning. Defensive smoke keeps him alive, and Doto's played himself there beautifully. Poor Jerry, left with nothing. No respite, and as I was saying, ENCE now 7 to the good, is that we shouldn't get too excited too early. For ENCE, they had the most heartbreaking of losses, and they believed they were going to continue to make a deep run in the playoffs of the last Pro League. It was
let's not do that to them.
A record-breaking comeback from Virtus Pro. 15-3 was the score. ENCE had 12 playoff advancing points. And they let it slip.
Yeah, that was a game, wasn't it?
That was a game.
That was a game.
I'm just going to remind you there, and that's a great reminder from Peta, that it's not over till it's over. ENCE have, oh, experienced heartbreak before. Doto handing some to Zorti there. He's trying to be proactive with his AWP, and he just gets run down.
The fact that a rifler, after seeing that, would then re-pick in like that, the confidence right here that ENCE are playing with, they just want to take a lot of these fights, right? But they're still being measured. They're still being weighted. They're not just giving kills away. Well, that's a bit of a deep one there, Dha. Around the smoke, he'll dance. Down to 34 goes Flit. Noted now as pressure over towards A here. Hades flashed off. Dodo's still up close and personal. There's pressure all around.
Yeah, there is. And Almaze at least with 1, but the A defense still stands vigilant. Util dumped. God, I mean, Flit is going for the round-the-world maneuver, but there's not time really for him to be activated. You see the bombs coming A, and the bomb's now loose on A. Jerry's down. Kenzie needs something. He's aggressed into the site, but the crossfires are connecting. Dha collects. And yeah, falling apart now. The flank from Flit revealed.
They have to go A, right? So right now, Almaze needs something. Oh, he's not going to find anything at all. They know where Flit is. They should have been able to deal with him. This gets very interesting. One-on-one. Dha low on HP. Now it's a game of cat and mouse. How much noise are you going to make here?
I'm surprised by the amount of impact Flit has had. You can see
he's heard all of that.
Dha's ears perked up.
Oh, he's so aware.
And playing in that perfect triple box. The element of surprise is just too much, and Flit booked. That's another for ENCE courtesy of Dha. Okay,
well, what scoreline do you think it's appropriate that we can say it's looking really good? We're not going to say it's over. We just said it's looking really good.
Usually we draw the line in the sand at 10, you know, for comebacks. So in terms of looking good, we'll call it 10. ENCE could even have it over the course of this first half. It looks like 9 is just a foregone conclusion.
Yeah, well, right now we just have a little bit of a tech issue, everybody. We'll get this one fixed ASAP, but yeah, the coach, not looking impressed, I would say. And you can imagine why. Now, there's still 2 sides to each map of Counter-Strike to be played here, and maybe, just maybe, forZe can show up and show what they've got on their CT half.
It hasn't clicked before, Chad, but I just realized seeing the gaming Malta sign there. I know it's not set, but it could. It's the closest to a Maltese map we've got in the pool.
Yeah.
It's very dusty.
Unless you guys want to come play Danger Zone with me and Rush on Sirocco.
Sirocco's pretty Malta-y as well.
It's very Malta.
Very Malta. But yeah, we're close. You know, I haven't seen too many rug salesmen out and about in Malta.
No, it's very hot, guys, in Malta. So, you know, there's not a lot of... There are rugs, I can tell you that, definitely. But I don't know if anybody's making mega bucks selling rugs. You're not getting rug commercials. It's not buy, buy, buy.
Or
Get your rugs here.
The sofa sales, the notorious sofa sales.
50% off.
They never
70%
stop.
off.
They never stop.
We're on sale.
It's like the summer sale, then it's obviously the start of fall. You got to,
of course,
got to celebrate that one with a discount.
Well, then your end of financial year sales.
Yeah, of course. Everything must go.
Yep.
Until next year, in which case it must go too.
Yeah, and then you got your Christmas sales, of course, your Easter sales,
your Mother's Day sale,
Halloween
your
sales,
Father's Day sale.
You've got all the sales.
Yeah, and essentially what we're trying to say is there's never not a sale.
Yeah.
If you're buying a sofa full price, what have you done?
Yeah,
what are you doing?
You found a very honest person who's not telling you the couch is on sale and they're just selling you the couch. Actually, do IKEA have sales all the time? Are they rocking? I don't know. I reckon you get a full-priced IKEA couch.
I just found that really interesting. Good dialogue between Snappy and our admin team, actually, in the server. Just, I was interested.
He's talking to us. Is Snappy listening to us?
Is he?
Well, he's... With what he said, it feels like he's talking to us.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, because Snappy said, can we talk about stuff that's not relevant to the game, admin?
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. But also, I imagine so at ENCE, you know, like, as long as it's not to do with the game, like, he's like, oh, finally. So as I was saying, boys, I went to the shops the other day, and you wouldn't believe it. I saw a cucumber, biggest cucumber I've ever seen. You wouldn't believe it. The girth on this cucumber. Doto loves it. He thinks that's hilarious.
He's having a good old laugh. This is a Finn cackling right now. You've never seen a Finn.
Jeez, calm down, Doto, mate.
Oh, he's losing it.
He's absolutely in stitches.
Oh. You know, one of the things when I'm playing all these pugs, one of the things is when you play with the Finns, it doesn't matter like if you're playing with a 15-year-old boy Finn or you're playing with like a 30-year-old man who's from Finland. They all have that deep vampiric voice, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, how old are you? And the kid's like, yeah, I'm 16. I'm like, there's no way you're 16, dude. Like they all sound like mega adults.
Yeah, they do. And they all queue single file horizontally for the bus stop.
Oh,
2 meters between each man.
Oh, they follow the rules.
It doesn't matter if it's snowing. This was pre-COVID. They were doing social distancing before social distancing was vogue.
They understand that people want their space.
They do.
I respect that.
I mean, we're doing as well as the same here, Chad. We're still commentating together, but we're in our own little bubbles. And speaking of bubbles, I believe the forZe one may be bursting if this doesn't start posting a few more on the T side. It's going to be just such a impossible haul demanded of them on a map we expected to see dominance on. It has to start sometime soon. HF's in the chat. We're back underway. Thinking this one through. A late window smoke from Almeza. Jerry with one as well. So this is going to be fake mid control with Flip, the extra cream on that crop. Going to throw out some of his own util to try and sell this. Could it be 4 forZe members in mid? At the moment, it could be. ENCE don't have the info.
And they will be finishing A, right? So they still have a smoke for stairs, jungle, CT spawn. Flip working on whatever room he can. Almeza here ready to find another entry in towards A. He's been all right on that. And here we go.
Oh, my lord! Jump scare for Dia. Flit just appears out of nowhere, thin air, and the smokes are down. This is where forZe do their best work. They're into the site, they've got the entry, and the bomb's even going down uncontested. He says, as the bullets do connect, Zorti's unarmored plant has still gone down. And now being pushed. What the? Oh, no.
Oh, no, it's happened again.
Did his mouse go down?
It happened to him. I think something happened with his monitor. Or that happened to him before, I think.
That might have been the tech pause.
The tech pause was for Zorti. I don't know what happened to Almeza. He's out of the server now, but around where there was a little bit of hope is now just Jerry standing alone in the palace against 3.
Oh, poor Jerry. And they're defusing under his nose as well. That will be 9. And I expect another timeout just to piece together what happened to Almeza. But yeah, it did look like he lost visual.
Yeah, that happened to him. I don't know if you guys remember from the group stage, it happened to him and he was kind of just jumping around. And yeah, they're discussing that. They're discussing it in the chat as well right now. So lots of fun stuff going on. I'm sure it's not fun for forZe here, but...
No, and I'm sure it's really not fun for Almeza. You know how frustrating it is when you do have like a technical hitch and a recurring one, like Chad's mysterious blue screens of death?
I still get them.
You do?
Yeah, I don't know why.
So you're just cursed, and so is Almeza.
Poor guy.
Oh, this is promising stuff out of Diha. He's called for Spinx's to support. But he should be set for some success. Oh, so blind and found. Doto, however, combines with Spinks, and every time I think I have something to celebrate for forZe, it's so short-lived.
Yeah, it's a kill and dead, and then they are on the receiving end of the trade, and at that point, well, they no longer have the number advantage. Now we just sit here, even with this space. Just take a look at that red blinking thing on your radar in the top left. That is nowhere near the little yellow dots. So that right there is a terrible way to be finding yourself in a 2-on-4 situation. Like, you have a bit of space. Zordy's out, he's partying, he's towards A, he's on the balcony, he's in shadow, he's scoping up. He's not being offered a goddamn thing.
He's working fine margins here. Zorty, well aware of where these engagements can come from. He's been paranoid about jungle, he's been paranoid about CT, and both of that is correct. Oh, nearly. A good angle to clear. Hades, however, survives. 2 now from CT for them to contend with, and no smoke and no orb either. Hades, more impact from his AWP and just his patience prevailing. ENCE have sealed the deal with 10. And that leaves a lot for forZe to have to overcome if they wanted to force Ancient.
They really could have used the plant there, right? I feel there's just been so few rounds that we've actually seen a forZe full buy. They've been always hamstrung by something. This is destruction. What was it, five rounds of the first map?
Ooh, yeah.
So right now they have a total of 8 rounds over 2 maps. Like, surely it has to get better from here. So there's no way it could be the same level of scoreline disparity. Now, 10-5, feeling like almost a must right now for forZe, and they're offering something different. So a little limp out towards A. Through the underpass they go. Doto spotted, chipped away out, but shepherded by Spinks, who's going to drop an incendiary there to keep him safe. Over towards B, and well, even Snappy's lighting him up, but it just looks too easy.
It really does. Snappy will collect another with the bomb as well. The rotate's in play. Nice find from Almeza. He'd need a lot more. D has just arrived on the flank. This is quick. I mean, he won't be able to contest the plant, but the retake is going to be a difficult one for the T's to hold on to. And how has Hades gotten away with that? Walks in, murders Flit, falls to the Almeza AK, which has found 3 now. And Almeza has to do it all. Give me a 4th. Otherwise, this will be 11 for ENCE. Oh, Diha. Another damning 1v1. And ENCE extend their lead further.
How much does Almeza have to do, right? Nobody is really popping off right here for forZe, if we're honest. Flit has the most. Almeza has 8. It feels like Almeza's kills have almost all had impact, right? Like, he's walked into A, got entries, he's got important trades. Right now, he's trying to fend them off single-handedly here on this B bomb site. Yeah, I think 11-3. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to say. Oh, I guess, you know, this filter, this sifting process we're going through here in the round of 12, it's definitely finding the gold that is ENCE.
Yeah, I mean, we turned over some rocks and we did find some worms, but now Spinks is a dead man, actually tucked in with the worms, 6 feet under. Almeza's through, trying to be the hero we know he can be. Won't leave the 1, though. So a man advantage for forZe. Haven't seen one of these in a while. Let's see if they can finish strong with a 4th. Something, something, deceptive scoreline, something, something.
Well, they've hit cancel, right? They're all walking on back. That's again, Almeza walks into B, gets 2 kills, and he put the round into a position that's a conversation at least here. So where are they going to finish here, forZe? Down through the underpass. Still a decent amount of utility here for ENCE to operate with. They've got a molly and 2 flashes on Hades. Doto has a smoke and a HE. So let's see how these can come into their favor. Only a smoke for kenzie to operate with here. He's got a few options. Smoke a choke point or smoke the site so they can plant this bomb, because the CTs right now are a complete unknown. They have absolutely no idea.
He's gone through and cleared window. Now, if he opts for connector, timing it would be hard, very hard. But this is a plant right in front of Doto's nose. Zorty doing so. Tries to partner his bullets up with the HE. Jerry's posted up to deal with Hades here. Should be all good.
Heard him.
And an adjustment from Hades. Jerry neutralized. Problems for forZe. Zorty needed the headshot and has found it. Call it 4. It's something for forZe. But they're feeling the pressure now. There's no doubt about it. ENCE are 5 rounds away from sending forZe packing out of the playoffs.
It's actually different. The first goal when we came into group stage is to get out of the group stage. That was the result we needed. Once we get it, we can think a little further and understand that we could beat ENCE actually, and we could put the good fight against Navi. In our previous rosters, we were managed to beat them. Sometimes we managed to lose them from 14-5 score on train in the ESL Pro League like 1 year ago or 1.5 years ago. So I know how to play against them. I know we can fight them. And the real goal now is to win ENCE. And once we get it, the goal will change again. We need to put the good fight. Put the good fight, it doesn't mean you need to win. It means that you have to be really good on server. Because if you are like lose 16-5, 16-2, it's, you know, not satisfying at all.
Storms in a helpful hand, broken bones in a bloodstained flag, open road and nomadic plans.
Short. Out B.
B2.
Cross kitchen one. Modi.
That bench.
Cross kitchen.
Nice.
Nice! Let's go, guys. I can drop one. Take it.
Well, there's a perfect slice of exactly what's going on in the ENCE camp, but you can understand why. You know, they're hanging out in the playoff spot. Not many expecting to see this name at this stage in the competition. And well, forZe, you'd expect to see they're boasting 17 consecutive Mirage wins in a row. You'd expect to see a competitive T side out of them. Well, it didn't. It netted them 4. And so this better be the CT side of dreams, Chad, if they want any hope of taking us to Ancient and extending play here at their Pro League playoff debut.
1xBet do not think that is the case whatsoever here. And the impending doom of the B-bomb site finish looms. That nade, we all know the nade trajectory right there. Off the wrong little window ledge. Does no damage. Does nothing at all. It actually just sends ENCE packing. Dhat, with his low HP, is still operating as a member on the board right here. And back over towards A is where ENCE are going to go knocking. They still have a smoke. A couple of flashes here to work with. A couple of decoys as well. So where does Snappy want to smoke on this one here? Looks like... Oh, still has a few options. Looks like...
Jungle?
Yes. Okay. So this is to get them across here. The cross smoke with a flash, and it's just an A hit.
Off we go. Jerry ready to receive. And no contact. It's a very quick turnover on this A site because now, I mean, unless they don't have CT control. Oh dear. Flit's got 2 in a row. They were lined up for him. And their hopes and dreams of a open and shut pistol fall apart. That's great from Flip. Timing on his CT fight could not have been better. They didn't have the control. And I mean, it's one of the worst case scenarios is when you're planting, you just get it down and then lose 2. Like all of that map control you were counting on is gone.
Yeah, completely evaporates, doesn't it here? And this was really good from Flit. You can see here the timing just in his favor. So as he starts unloading, we can see the flash. Literally, we can see the flash, right? You can see that thing just hurtling through the air.
Perfectly timed.
Yeah, it couldn't have been better for him in that scenario right there. Now, ENCE, they're no strangers to a force buy here, and they have actually opted to buy Diha into a Galil, Pistols for Doto, and Snappy of the Deagle and Tech-9 variety, and Hades and Spinx are still having a bit of a conversation. If they can operate with the Galils and no utility, I think they will. And that's exactly what the purchases will look like here. So forZe, even though they did win that pistol round, they're going to be up against it, and they have opted to go for 2 M4s, or 2 silenced M4s, an AUG, Kenzie on the classic, and Jerry with everyone's favorite MP9 here. Now, unless forZe really show up and just have a shutout CT half, which I'm sure that they believe they can do. If you've won the map 17 times in a row, you have to have more than a little bit of confidence in it. You pick it day in, day out. An 11-4 half, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's just the type of Counter-Strike they were playing in that first half.
Yeah.
They didn't look like they're an issue. It didn't look like they were causing dramas for ENCE. ENCE were just breezing through them here. So let's see. And they string a consecutive CT round together here. Only one player over towards B. That's Kenzie right now. So this is a heavy mid and A lane at the moment from forZe here. Not a bad call considering ENCE's spread, and that's an opener from Flit. So starting to heat up now is Flit.
Oh, it doesn't get easier than that. It really doesn't. Just 2 with the silenced M4. Snappy was trying to bait for Spinx, and it's worked well. Spinx takes 2 of the 3 required of him. Snappy laying his life on the line in pursuit of that. Now Doto Deeg up against 3. forZe for this 2-0 conversion on their defensive start, and they will take it. They'll even take a couple of upgrades for good measure.
Oof.
Interesting. Jerry hates the M4A1. You heard it here first.
Yeah, okay. Okay, that's curious. So I guess maybe in the way that he's ranking his weapons, I'm sure it goes AK, M4, then silenced M4, then Galil, then silenced M4. So he's putting the Galil ahead of the silenced M4.
Was he not watching Flit just there?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he just likes the extra bullets.
Yeah.
Almaze is having to use it, so there you go.
We could have been shouting and screaming about Spinx 3K in an incredible clutch scenario there if Snappy's bait and switch had rendered 3 for Spinx. Just the power of forcing your opponents to look elsewhere. Hang on a second. Hang on a second.
Come on now, boys.
forZe, sound the alarm.
Don't do it like this.
Okay, needed that. Wow, Kenzie has just pulled them straight back into this game. Got very scary if they were allowed to cut noise and retrieve rifles, and well, one of them has been retrieved. Doto's Deeg.
Still very worried.
Kenzie just about lives on. And now, can I calm down?
I'm still very worried.
Is it because of Spinx?
I'm still very, very worried. I'm more than worried. I'm super worried.
Why are they not looking? Ah, Spinx, I'd prefer not to be looking.
I'm not worried anymore.
Ooh. You know when you're spoilt for choice? It's like when you're at the banquet and it all looks good and you just kind of get overwhelmed. You don't really know what you want.
No, you eat it all.
Do ya?
You eat it all. You be gluttonous.
Yeah, but he was looking at both the plates. He didn't know what he wanted to have first.
Well, then he dropped them both. Someone swooped on in. There's no more sweet and sour. Yeah, Snappy saw what we all saw. Sometimes it happens.
It's the face you pull.
It is the face you pull. Oh, and every round they drop is one that forZe draws back closer to 11-7. All right, we're starting to work with something now. Guns are out for both sides. The full buys are in. Zorti into his big green. No ult for Hades, and back towards B we go out the gates. All 5 members from ENCE up in the apartments right now. They're looking at Almaze here like he might be a bit of a tasty morsel.
Yeah, and that incendiary will be beaten, bro. He's so flashed. By the time he gets his vision back, they're in the site. He makes himself known. A 1-for-1 into the site. Kenzie makes it better for forZe, but it's on to Flit here, playing around the Molotov, and that actually enabled him to find a pretty uncontested frag. Look how much he's obscured by that black smoke. And Hades getting a bit threatening now. Look at the shots he's capable of hitting. That's the AWPer, by the way. Looking good on the rifle. 18 frags to Hades in his satchel, but forZe with 8. And I mean, this is the recovery most would have hoped for. If you're looking at the start, they've got the first gunny now under their belt, and ENCE will have to succumb to just a half buy.
Well, they've doubled their amount of rounds from that first half. So there we go. That's an easy way to split it for all y'all. And they've also won both pistol rounds in this game. So usually if you're winning both pistols in a map, we'd be considering you to be converting, right? Both pistols with conversions, that's a pretty strong bed to lie in. Back towards B they go again. This is a half upgrade here, and one more time for good measure.
Off we go. Oh, and Diha drive-by onto Almeza puts Kenzie onto a heavy notice. The whole team's here. They're already planting. Kenzie's yet to even unload his mag. He will choose to do so now, and it looked good for 2 frags. Gets nothing. Jerry better deliver and has. Now they're cowering in that position, hiding on the truck. Spinks caught through the smoke, and yeah, it will just be the bomb plant for ENCE. I say, as D has silenced M4, good for a pair. Smoking a kit. This shouldn't fall out of favor forZe. Oh my lord, they get the 9th, but not for lack of trying. Diha 1 frag away there.
Well, that was 2 rounds in a row. They get into the B bomb side. They make it look relatively interesting, and then 1 player is left alive against 4. Hades had those 2 snappy shots. Diha wants to do 1 better here. Maybe go B again. Maybe next time you get all 4. This is them doing so much damage now just to keep forZe humble here on this CT side. So ENCE, they've tried that B bomb site 2 consecutive rounds now. Will they go again, or will they try something a little bit different? It looks like different is on the agenda. Over towards mid they go. Bit of a fumble, flubbed movement there, and that's going to cost Kenzie his life. He will go 1 for 1.
Yeah, that's huge from Kenzie. The fact he actually takes one with him. Diha weathers the HE and the flame to get a power position into this ladder room. He can just pause now, and you know how Mirage likes to play. Park the bus, group up. Diha to have a bit of a late arrival to that window and jungle position. It's held by Flip. Oh, and he's looking good today, yeah. Straight to the head of Diha. He reacts by actually going B, so there is a gap. Snappy brave to be walking the bomb first, and with his back turned to jungle, no less. Jerry pushed up Tetris. There's a hard one to break here. Oh, but he was ready for it, and now Zorti on CT. Flit controls it onto Hades, and a tag. Oh, he's dead. Just catching it. Snappy, evades it. The polygons are on Snappy's side, and now with the bomb ticking, Doto perhaps can come up clutch. Flash to rot the clock as best he can. Doto contending with 2 here, and I think he knows it. Oh my god! Both in the same spray, and disappears as well. Looks like ENCE, courtesy of Doto and Snappy, have recovered this one. Zorti to come up clutch. They're going around the world on him. It's planted perfectly for him, and he's trying to close gaps that don't exist. Loudly now, Snappy will know this. Zorti's just not got time, and Doto,
brilliant.
He'll complete the set. That's 4 from him. The Finn popping off for ENCE's 12th.
I feel every game we do with ENCE, Doto just has 1 impact round, and that one right there is going to be it. That is huge. They were against it right there, ENCE. You consider the way this has kicked on off. Flit having to impact. This was the initial trade, right? So that's great for the trade kill. But this spray transfer is brilliant. He's done such a great job here. He always finds himself, when he is in a power position, he's really able to get the most out of it. And that is a nice, just a nicely played round to win.
Yeah, and on the fade, I mean, it looks, even when I'm in his POV and as it's fading, it looks like it favors his opposition. Yeah. But he just to the draw, very quick for the first bullet.
Lots on the line, Alex. I've just taken a quick look here at forZe's buy. They've gone all in. They've spent everything.
Oh, yikes.
Right?
No.
Because of the loss bonus right now being reset back on down to 1,400, you may as well. So it's 1,900 in the next round to play. Look at the money just bottom out. Those rounds where they hit B time and time again and only 1 player stayed alive, it meant they couldn't build a bank, right? They were having to reinvest in everything. So right here, right now, the ult in Zorti's hands, Kenzie into the M4, Deagles for the rest, and all they're operating with is 2 smokes of util. There's not even a kit. This is going to be so difficult for forZe right now.
Yeah, and as long as ENCE don't kind of stumble into the site, it's going to be really near impossible. Zorti would have to have quite the influence. And at the moment, he's nowhere near where the bomb intends to finish. Oh, wow, what a catch. Almeza just on the jump for info, and Hades has taken him straight out of the equation. ENCE getting closer and closer to advancing into the next stage of competition in those playoffs. Round of 8 looms.
It's a dream. Hades giving you an opening like that, and now being able to navigate the map here with all this util. You can see a minute on the clock. They're still holding on to quite a good amount here of nades.
Oh, looks like we've got some textbook Counter-Strike here, Chad.
Map control. feign mid presence, rotate back towards A, set piece in towards A. Should be around conversion here. As long as they smoke CT spawn, they only have 2 smokes here, so they actually might not. They might just go stairs and the jungle cross, which means Zorti will have a chance from CT here to be able to contribute. They need a flash and deal with him quickly.
It's going to be Hades that's called upon to hit this shot and be responsible for this triple box presence. They know he's there. Zorti gets one, does not get away. Snappy's the one to punish. That was the only real weapon in play. Kenzie has an M4 as well. He's coming in through CT. If Snappy gets this, which he does, this one's fallen by the wayside for forZe, and ENCE edging ever closer to this 2-0 conversion.
Oof, you would love to get your hands on a rifle here, wouldn't you? But I don't know if ENCE are going to let you hold on to anything. You need to try and walk away with this round for something if you're forZe. Next round's 1900. You're not going to be able to invest whatsoever if you want to get a gun round going. And that'll be to defend against letting ENCE get 15. So terrible position for forZe to find themselves in. And well, it looks like in the start of this half, they've woken up and we've started to see something. But it just feels like they've been too late to this one today, forZe. Map number 1, I don't know if it rumbled them. I don't know if it's the pressure, right? forZe is a team. Previously, Exi Power and Face Crack in the roster. Now you have Kenzie and Zorti coming in. Maybe just the pressure of it's a bigger match. You know, it's a tier 1 event where you're in the playoffs.
I mean, and they weren't expecting to be here as well. I think some of the wins, it seemed from the interview they gave that Zorti and Kenzie both came in with really, you know, not only nerves, but low expectations. forZe were here to just play our games, play our officials, let's learn something. And I think as they started to believe and see the victories in themselves, perhaps that new belief of, oh, we can actually do this is coming back to haunt them.
Yeah, well, now they are on eco, right? And
for 14.
Yeah, it's a really rough spot to be right now. They will have guns to defend in the next round, but you're going to see just how rough the buy looks. And forZe have already shown a tendency to offer rifles instead of utility.
Oh, Jerry's going to get shot in the bottom if he's not careful here.
See what he's looking up? He's extending his torso, you know, just so he seems a bit thinner. Okay, it worked. You got one out of it. We'll take that. Now you just need your teammates to find one apiece as well here, Jerry, and you might get your 10th round. It is Snappy who's gone down, though, so now the Puppet Master gets to micromanage his troops here with the bird's eye view. He can flick through all of them. He can say exactly who he wants where.
Don't force anything there. Oh, I love that out, Kenzie. You're so low. Ooh. Oh, and Zorti's USP. I think he threw a one-way there. He had vision on Spinks. Spinks sees nothing but gray. Almeza, yeah, neutralized. Diha getting chipped away at Zorti. If you could just play your life now. Survival integral. More damage from Zorti.
How is he alive?
I can't believe Diha is alive. That's some damn good Kevlar he invested in. Some unicorn hair woven in there. And if Hades doesn't clear, Kenzie needed that. Okay, forZe with this Deagle Eco victory could really give them the juice they need back in the tank. Thank you, Zorti. And thank you, Jerry, for starting it off. They wouldn't have slowed them down that much if it wasn't for the 1-for-1 initially.
That feels like kind of the first round that they've had that, you know, they have no business winning. Like, we're even talking a rifle round where they're down in like a 3-on-5 and someone gets a multi-kill or something. The first round where it feels like they're completely written out of this. Here you go. You can see it from Zorti's POV here, and oof. Bang, bang. See you later, alligator. Okay, well, now we definitely have a conversation. As long as forZe can convert this buy is so much better than what they would have had if they had lost that previous with the lost bonus that was available to them. Jerry and Kenzie both up close towards A, and this could be the right call. We can see the execute pending.
Oh, God, yeah, but this is ENCE. We know how quick their full team executes. They've been dry running lots. Let's see how good this one slaps. Flip has vision, and he's taken Hades out immediately. Jerry, multiple targets. He's looking a bit overwhelmed with his options, and Snappy into the site does well. Kenzie needs a pair of frags. He's lingered in the smoke for long enough. They've passed him. Surely they've forgotten about him. If his team could just survive a second longer, he'd have vision. And this is the strike. 2 with their backs turned. He can't even finish off a second, and that's the end of that. Cancel your plans for celebrations. forZe put right back into reality by the ENCE execute.
Oh, it looked good, and then it looked bad, didn't it? Opening from Flit was fantastic. You think, okay, the sleeper in Kenzie here, he's going to push out the smoke on the plant. He might get them a kill or two. But Almeza going down through the smoke there, that's the one that really made things so much worse for forZe. Because Kenzie, he is that sleeper agent. You want to leave him there. You want to bait a little bit, right? You want to let him know, okay, we are here. We're trying to find a way back into the site so all eyes aren't drawn on clearing that out. But just getting that smoke spam through, Almeza goes down. CenZe flustered, and that's going to be 14 now. So even with that eco win, we're right back, finding ourselves with ENCE in that driver's seat. And to respond after an eco loss with a round like this is great. Right, this is the one. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. No idea. Snappy had no idea, just unloading.
And you know, you saw there was a player banging him through the Palace position as well, but it all hinged on that tag and get away from Spinks. He not only got the frag, Jerry had an opportunity to return the favor. Spinks proceeded to get another pair of frags there, or at least a second.
Yeah, it's just been a rough one to watch for forZe today, but this is great signs for ENCE, and hopefully they are going up against Na'Vi in the next round to play. Hopefully, you know, they can bring some of the tenacity, right? It's not going to be as easy to go up against the sharp individuals over there on Na'Vi.
I would love to see how ENCE's nuke felt against Na'Vi.
And that's the thing, Na'Vi's nuke is really good.
Exactly.
So, but I feel like Snappy's the type of guy who's happy to pick that against them. So
it would be such a ballsy pick to pick nuke into Na'Vi, but what else do you pick?
Yeah. Maybe Ancient, but we've already seen how that went for Mouse Sports, I believe.
Yeah.
So.
All right, well, ENCE are within touching distance of doing one better than their previous Pro League season. And it's Hades again. He's been consistently bugging Almeza.
It's been great.
He caught him on the jump up.
See this, Yuto? It's to deny CenZe getting this AWP back, right? He's just thrown a HE, a smoke, he's just thrown everything. Everything. Trying to stop CenZe from getting the AWP, but CenZe don't care. They got a pistol. He's going to take a risk. He's going to get that AWP in his hands. So double AWPs are still wielded here on the CT side, but once again, ENCE find an opening. They feint some mid control, and they rotate back over towards A here for the finish.
So Zorti and Jerry are actually going to tuck into ramp. Now, this is potent. And that's a miss, an unforgivable one. Chance for Jerry's dig. He does so well to find two. Flip from behind, trying to say play on, and he has. What a recovery. Jerry with a pair on the dig, finishes it off nicely. It's Flit as well, striking in unison.
So of the last 3 rounds played, forZe have won 2 rounds where they were at the disadvantage.
Yeah.
Whether it's not with numbers, whether it's with weaponry here. This is how this one started again. Like ENCE in a great position here, and that miss, huge miss, that Jerry does mop up in a big way. So right now, if you're forZe, if you're not feeling it with these heroic plays that you've had, these moments that should be getting you fired up, I don't know what you need to get that jolt to the system, because here we go again, guns back out.
That's got to get the juices flowing, Chad. I mean, you're going to be so hyped. Doto playing a very different video game as he lands straight into the head. Still a 4-on-4. We can chill our beans, but it doesn't look like ENCE planned to. The nade hurts, but the element of surprise is still there. Maybe not. Jerry doesn't look surprised at all.
Starting to heat up now, aren't they?
Hello,
look at this.
Another pair from Jerry.
It's looking like what we were expecting out of forZe. They're just walking out, taking fights. Pump spotted here. Finish the kill there.
Oh.
Gets gifted an opportunity. So now we have a 2-on-3 situation, and looks like forZe have a pretty good idea where they need to defend.
Loud. Mantle heard him. CenZe is unaware as to Snappy's location, and this is the flash for the frag. Gobbles it up. CenZe's dead. No rebuttal. Almeza pivots to the window, and now he's missed his shot. They can't let this one slip. Already the man advantage has been neutralized, and they're still under the thumb, under the screws. Zorti has to be patient about this Palace push. Has to be. Head on a swivel. They're out, and Hades has delivered the frag. forZe are faltering here. Bomb to be planted. Almeza asked to clutch. He knows where Snappy was. Hades. Oh, and another miss on the AWP. It's 15 for ENCE, and one straight back in a round they had no right to win.
Jerry's done a lot there. He's just taken dry fights against 2 players and owned them. Like it was brr, brr, you're dead and you're dead. And then they just get to isolate every fight. Here it is again in the replay. It's just a dry fight. He's just peeking. And then Hades somehow able to isolate all of these. That flash into connector was him alley-ooping Snappy as well.
Yeah.
So the teamwork was on point. It wasn't just the shots. And well, forZe apparently where they do the best work are back to the pistols here. Surely not another.
Hades, my standout new name, I think. Didn't want to overreact too soon, but getting Mantu vibes from him.
Yeah, very much so.
Oh, hello. Spinks looking to finish it off right here and now. Maybe Jerry has something to say about it. Knows there was one in Palace. He's very much between two minds, and it leads to his demise, and so will forZe fall. Doto books another, and yeah, this one's over. ENCE, a ticket to the round of 8, next stage of competition. And beating forZe in 2, breaking their record, Chad. There it is, the record ends at 17, forZe concede. Mirage no longer undefeated, and ENCE sailing through. That's the end of the underdog story for one of these teams, and we'll see how deep ENCE can make this run look.